So again, guys, right, this would only be half size at that 227.64, right? We need to get, it's about a $2 stop loss, right? So you don't want to be full size there because then you'd lose 2% of your accounts. You want to make sure you're sticking within those simple parameters here still. If I get a little bit of an overreaction flush closer down towards sort of the low 227s, that would be more my ideal entry timing. So I'll get like 227.20, 226 type entry. That's a little bit more interesting. Okay, again, close. Yeah, it's not very often you get to buy a 20% discount, right? So yeah, if we could get that, that would be sweet. This is getting all sorts of fucky. So I'm watching here, very, very interested. Okay, so watching here, right? This is going to be just about timing. All right, guys, I am in average price 227.09, 227.09. Okay, let's see if this thing can run here. On some immediate follow through, right? Immediate follow through makes you feel good. Okay, come on, get back up there. Get back up there, BA. What are you doing? Okay, let's see if it has the legs here now. Let's see if it has the legs. Maybe it could have gone a slightly better entry price. The buck a share entry would have been incredible. All right, I'd like to see you get that immediate follow through here now, though, right? Get that dollar worth of follow through. Get me to risk free. Maybe not. Push, push, push. I need the Bears to get sucked out of this trade. Okay, what's the time here? 9:55. Biggest concern, I guess, or not biggest concern, but one thing you always want to think about here with these kind of trades, especially on really big gap downs, it's kind of having a little bit of a shot clock on this, right? Because there's kind of three things that can happen, or two things that are pretty likely to happen on these huge gap downs, right? You kind of get that mean reversion trade, which is what the setup that we're looking for. And then you also get the move happened overnight trade, right? Where price action ends up getting a little bit stuck at these lows. Now, I'm hopeful that's not the case here. We have enough volume to suggest it's not. But that's our concern, right? So we don't want to get too emotionally attached to a name that isn't moving. Now we are back up above sort of entry price here. We can see we can get a bit of further follow through. But that's our main kind of risk factor to a certain extent, right? That we get emotionally attached to a position that just is stuck. So let's see if we can get a bit of further follow through, right? That 228 area is going to be my first profit target. But let's see if this thing can go and see if we can get away from that sort of molasses that got in that low 227 area. Okay, there's 227.30. Come on, keep going. Come on, talk dirty to me, Boeing. There's 48. All right, so we're creeping up here, guys, right? Getting pretty close to wanting to set up my position for my scale out, right? So I'm going to close about a quarter of my position at that 228 area. And I'll try to get a pop over 228. So not exactly at 228. I'll try to get that pop through it. We've got good index cooperation. We're seeing markets behave. So it's just a question of can we get to that first profit target here and get to risk free. But good looking trade here, guys. Good looking trade, everybody. Hopefully a few of you guys are banking on this as well. And we can keep running this thing higher. There goes SPY making new highs. Just want to get a little bit more separation here. Right, look at the separation Tesla's generating right now, for example. Like I want to see that kind of oomph, you know, that's what I would anticipate showing up. So for me, maybe a little bit concerning that it's not giving me that same amount of enthusiasm here. It's just kind of like drifting a little bit. Time 9:58, so we got a little bit here still. Like when price action is like this, when I see 5 candles like this, really tight range, maybe my biggest concern here is that it's stuck, right? So I want to see that separation. I want to see that follow through, that I could just get the risk free and deal with that. But constantly bouncing 5 cents over, 5 cents under, whatever, is frustrating. So now we're getting close to that 228. So like I said, guys, that's my target here. Just a little pop above. I'm going to try to scale out 10 cents away, quarter my position. I feel like when I talk shit about our setups, they tend to go better. Come on, give me follow through here, BA. Feels stuck, right? And you guys, what do you guys think? Feels a little bit, right? So I'm going to go shot clock here. If I don't get to my first profit target in the next 10 minutes, I'll be closing this. Or getting to risk-free. Finding some sort of risk-free solution. So again, right, we're back at it. I need to chat more shit about this setup. Every time I say I'm going to do something, it starts to move. So again, right, still looking for that pop through 228. Okay, 20 cents or so. Come on, give it to me. Go, go. It does feel like that, right? It does feel like that. Come Come on, BA. You can't crash twice in a weekend. What are you doing? Come on, go. Literally 5 cents. Kidding me with this. Okay, here we go. Let's see if it can pop. 20 cents. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. One time, one time. There's the 288. Now we want to get a little crossover, right? So the bid can hit. SPY making new highs. We're in good shape here, guys. We're in really good shape. There's 288, 228 again, sorry. I'm looking for a 228.12. And let's see if we can get it. It's doing me a little dirty. Okay, the shot clock's going to kick in here soon if we don't go. Come on, BA. You want me to close this position. Come on. Yeah, I'll use limit orders here, GD. I can use them with my personal brokerage. There's no issues. I'm going to get much better fills. But I still have to wait for the bid to cross, right? So if I'm looking for a 228.12, I need to see that hit on the bid, not on the ask. Come on, BA. I was literally just at your museum. Oh, didn't like that comment. $79.82. It's not a bad little win, but I would like to get that proper scale out here. Okay, watch here. Come on, pop. It seems like we have everything, and then it finds like this little wall to hit. And then we hit that little wall, and we get stuck, and then we pull back towards 227.30, 227.25. Like we find a little bit of support there, and then it can't seem to get through that 228 barrier. It just feels like a little bit of an annoying reaction. Doesn't feel like the one you'd want to see. So the longer it takes for them to reclaim these psych levels, right? The more and more it feels like it's going to be stuck at that level essentially, right? So if our main concern isn't really bearish follow through, maybe a bearish fake out, fine. But I'd say our biggest concern is that price action gets stuck. So if we keep staying in this like 70-cent range and we can't seem to clear above psych levels, internal psych levels, then it just feels like it's evidence towards PA being snuck. Now we're back up towards that 228. So let's see if we can get that follow through over here. 2 cents away. And if we could see a flurry of activity step in, that would be awesome, right? If we can now see a bunch of basically market orders getting filled at 228, that's what you'd want to see. We didn't really see that flurry come in. Not really. GD, I don't really watch the level 2. But you can just watch, like, especially if a name that has a little bit of a spread, you can watch how tight the spread gets in and around a level to tell how much flurry of activity is kind of showing up. Right, like that candle opened up 30-cent spread and then very quickly became a 10-cent spread. Right, so it told you that buyers are now stepping in. So this would be the chance to get that clear out through 228 again. There's a 228.07. Come on, go, go, go. There's an 05. Come on. There we go. All right, let's go, guys. All right, let's go. Took some off there. 228.12. Woo! There we go. Oh man. First trade of the year, right? So stop loss now at my entry price here, and let's see if this thing can keep scaling out or keep climbing on us. But very nicely, right? Recovered that 228, and then we got that big pop exactly like we wanted. So awesome, awesome, awesome. Stop loss here now, my entry price. Call it entry price plus spread, so about 15-cent spread. So I'll call my entry price my stop loss 227.25. Okay, and now let's see if this thing can keep running higher. Hopefully a few of you guys are in this. But yeah, no emergency landing on this one. Let's go. All right, next target here is going to be 229. And let's see if that can happen. I mean, that's still a great entry, GD. Oh, Igor. Just rub it in. Great entry. So good job, guys. Good job, right? Next profit target here, 40 cents away, give or take. 229 for me. So about high a day, right? Essentially. So if I can get then that high a day breakout, I should have a chance towards like 230 plus. But we're in great shape here. So 15 cents away. Let's go, let's go, let's go. $0.10. Yeah, it's good practice still, Gabe, right? I think this is probably your first trade with the team. Just seeing how the pace is, right? Seeing how the language is, seeing how it feels inside a trade. So I think that's still really good practice, man. You're still going to develop muscle memory from that. And you're going to start to build confidence. Okay, we see things. We see how it comes together, yada, yada, yada. So yeah, no problems there whatsoever. Okay, so again, right, 10 cents away. And then we're hoping that we get the same reaction to that 229 breakout like we got with that 228 breakout, right? So if we can now see that oomph show up through those highs, then we're going to feel really confident about our bullish thesis. Now, maybe my biggest fear I'm watching on the side here is indexes are selling off here a little bit. Now, they're selling off from relative highs. We're buying from relative lows. So maybe there's like a point they meet in the middle there somewhere. But if we stop getting index cooperation, right, that could also end up slowing this name down here quite a bit. So we can want to continue scaling out aggressively on the way up and not getting too greedy here. Just assuming that this thing's going to go in a straight line forever. But great shape here, guys. Great shape. Great trade. Feels so good to get a trade on a Monday, too. Oh, feels so good. Sounds good, Jason. We'll see you on Wednesday, man. Enjoy. Okay, so keep climbing here, BA. Come on. $0.25. Good tight spread all of a sudden, right? So all of a sudden you see that spread get to 5 cents and then you see it start climbing, right? So you know that market orders are coming in and essentially taking whatever is available. So let's see. Let's see if we have that oomph. And then guys, when I close this next chunk, I'm going to be left with about a half of my original position. So if I'm able to get that scale out in about 10 cents, I'll be left with half of my original position. Okay, again, right, close, 10 cents. 5 cents, go, 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 go. There we go, guys. All right, so took a little bit off there at 229. Let's go, everybody. So now final target here is going to be, well, probably scale a little bit more at that 230 and hold towards that initial midline or top line on the Bollinger Band like we identified. So final target area would be like that 234 range. So yeah, just closed out there. 229, I had my order set exactly at 229. And then now next scale out here, 230. Close half of what I have left. And then hold that remaining chunk towards 234. So that order is already set. And let's see if it can touch and go. Great trade, everybody. Great trade. No, I played this with shares, Marcus. Oh, or you joined us with the options? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, my stop loss is still at my break even, or at my entry price, I should say, Brad. Not at my break even, at my entry price. Nice, Marcus. Congratulations. Which strike? Ah, very good. I'm guessing it was probably what, 20, 30% up? Something like that? Not bad. I'll take a 10% win all day. So maybe now losing a little bit of steam around that 230. It's good volume, right? Good increasing volume, but we want to see this close preferably above previous high a day or the initial morning high. Right, so about above 220 or sorry 229.22. You know, close above that, that would be great. Okay, that was an okay close, right at it. I have a few mixed bag feelings about this again. I don't like that it couldn't really hold that 229.22 as well as we talked about. Looks a little bit like exhaustion. Especially just for the time of day. Time of day where we're at right now doesn't always lead to a ton of higher highs, right? Tends to be now the consolidation pullback type price action versus the straight line rocket ship higher. Now this might be just a bit of grind mode though at this point today. It's been a bit of a grind move from those lows in general. So maybe that's just the sort of reaction that we're going for here. But I don't like how slow it's moving. That's still pretty good, VLAD, right? So, I mean, if you got that initial fib entry, you still got a pretty good price. You're still nicely green on this. You still satisfied all your risk reward requirements. So no issues there whatsoever. So yeah, this is what I don't want to see from BA. A little bit of misbehavior here, right? A little bit of misbehavior. So maybe AMD and NVIDIA were still the names that moved more, but no entry possible on those tickers for me here this morning. So happy to pivot to that BA. I think that was still a pretty good call. It's a good question, GD. I don't know if I necessarily have a shot clock on this based on the same criteria like we had initially before that first profit target. I would say I have a little bit more reason to be flexible with this because I'm protecting a nice win, I'm risk-free, I'm all those sort of variables here at this point. But I don't like this pullback very much. It doesn't feel great. So it feels fine, but it feels like maybe the move has happened or the majority of the move has happened here. And so if I can talk myself into that or I can get enough information to suggest that, then I'd be happy to just close it here and take my win and move on with my life. So it's, I'm thinking about closing, but maybe for other reasons besides a shot clock based one. A little red candle when I'm risk free is no big deal. But I got to make sure that within all the information that we do have, I'm still convinced that bulls are in control. And bullish control here in this context maybe is a little bit misleading because it hasn't been like a violent mover, right? It's been a little bit of a grind. So if that continues to be the case and it just is kind of slow, grindy price action higher, well, if that's the personality of its price action here today, I shouldn't get nervous because of that. That's its personality. It's when I see it starting to behave contrary to my thesis and contrary to how it's moved that I start to get nervous. So now that I'm risk-free, it's more about making sure that I'm maximizing my P&L, not leaving too much on the table. Like I think it would be disappointing to get stopped out at my entry price now. So it's about finding that correct ratio. So yeah, the sooner I can get back to higher highs, right, the happier I am. We're 10:30 in the morning, so I'm not going to place any further trades. This is turning into a pretty nice day. But I don't want to give this away, or I don't want to feel like I left money on the table here too much. Say hypothetically, right, my P&L was $500. Right, I'd be pretty disappointed if I now ended up like up 150. You know what I mean? So I want to ensure that that doesn't happen or that is an impossibility without panic closing it on the way down. So I feel like I've done a pretty decent job de-risking on the way up, taking profit on the way up. But there's both meat left in this bone and also maybe a hungry or a full dog. You know what I mean? And so I want to balance that. Thing is, it's hard to feel like this in the moment sometimes, or hard to remember this in the moment. But we always want things to move up in a straight line, and the biggest wins never constantly just go straight up, right? They go up, they pull back, they go up, they pull back. Like low vol pullbacks, weak pullbacks are healthy indications of bullish trends. But something doesn't often feel weak when we're watching our P&L like a hawk, right? It's hard to feel like a weak pullback when we see we've lost $1,000 or $100 or whatever the number is that impacts you, right? When you're watching your P&L. So these are the notes that you want to put in your journal, right? These are the things that you want to track. Oh man, like I start to feel anxious when I am up a lot and then I give back $1,000. And that often feels worse in the moment, right, than it does in reality. So if we can start to track those, if we can start to notice those little habits, then becoming aware of them is like half the battle, right? But this is a sharp day, guys. Very sharp day. So hopefully a few of you are banking on this, having yourselves a nice, happy Monday. Now we'll see how much joy is left in this name, but SPY making higher highs. Apple looks like it wants to break out here in a sec. So, well, if we can keep getting some good cooperation, we can get rid of some stubborn bears. We're in pretty good shape to let this thing run. Back to 229, so we don't have anything anything to be too nervy about. And another Black Monday that wasn't, right? The amount of FinTwit BS I saw over the weekend of it's going to be a 6% down day on Monday. These fucking clowns. So I don't understand the setup we had here. Well, TradingView definitely has a way for you to close a quarter or a half or however many positions you want. So let's see here. So let's say I'm buying 500 units. So I got no open positions yet. Let's see if this fills. Okay, there we go. So now I should be in a position. And I can go create new order. Sell 200. Let's see if it fills. Might have set it a little bit aggressively high here. I will hit it in a sec. Okay, there we go, right? So yeah, I was able to close 200 of my position there, and now I have 300 left. So yeah, you could do it, Solstein. Just learn how to use the program, please. If you want to do a partial there, it gave you an option to do a partial close too. Okay, so guys, so next scale out here, right, 230. And I'll close half of my original position, or half of what I have left, sorry. Okay, about 20 cents here. Come on, let's go, let's go. 15 cents, come on. 12 cents, 10 cents. You got this. Nice, yeah, that makes sense. Still looking, 5 cents. Go, go, go. Oh, you prick. How close was that? What? Okay, another 8 cents. I feel like it's going to go here. It's going to go. Fuck. All right, there we go, guys. Took a little bit off there at 230. Let's go. All right, so I got a small chunk of my original position left. Great trade, everybody. Great trade. Nice work, GD. So yeah, it's turned into a very, very tidy win. Congratulations, everybody who caught this. Hopefully you guys banked on this. A small chunk of my original position left and basically payday shares, we'll call them, or lottery ticket size left. And excellent job scaling out on the way up, guys. That is fantastic work. Stop loss now in my remainder. We'll call it 228. Fuck yeah. What a day, guys. Nice work. Great start to the week. Best job in the world. Let's go. Okay, so instant dollar pullback. That feels a little bit dirty. I was unlucky last week to not get that AMD. But I feel like this definitely makes up for it. Joe L, I don't know if you're still in here, but Marcus said he used the Jan 19th options. I know sometimes you're listening on in the background. Oh, best job in the world, guys. Best job in the world. So everyone understands the logic behind this trade, correct? Everyone understands the why we did this, why we waited for this, why we focused on this versus an AMD or an NVIDIA. Everyone understand those variables? Awesome. Yeah, we had to work for this one a little bit, holding it for a little bit of closer to an hour. That's fine. Take $1 or a $3 win. Of course, Gabe. Yeah, absolutely. So what we're looking for here was a Bollinger Band reversal setup. So we knew that we pre-market, we're looking for a BB reversal because it was such a big gap down that was like maybe a bit of an overreaction, right? Compared to what the news was. Obviously, plane having an issue is not great, but for it to now sell off 20% and then give you another 5% of drawdown, probably not going to happen, right? So in that situation, we're looking for a Bollinger Band reversal, and we're looking for that to occur on bigger volume than any of the volume we've seen here recently, and then to also pair with a strong bullish candle. And so we got that set up to occur there on the 15-min time frame. From there, we're basically then just targeting a move towards the bottom line of the Bollinger Band, which was further down at the time. And then that essentially means we're looking for an entry under that 227.64 down towards sort of that 225.60. I ended up getting an entry right around that 227 so that I could have 2/3 of my max position size on this play. And we got that entry and has now been essentially running up all the way. So really textbook Bollinger Band reversal, right? Opening up outside of the Bollinger Bands and then giving us a second most bullish candle on the biggest volume that we've seen in ages, which gave me a lot of confirmation that we had good price action. And then now, right, we're pushing 231. So I'll close a fifth of what I have left at 231. And just keep scaling out, right, on the way up. So there we go, guys. Closed a little bit more off there at 231. And boom, right? What a monster. So textbook setup, textbook trade. We had to work for this one a little bit. But now up $4 a share, right? That's a great morning, guys. Next scale out here is going to be 232. And I'm just closing 100 shares at a time at this point. And then if I hit 234, that'll be my last 100 chunk. So a few more pennies here, but great shape, everybody, right? Anyone still holding any chunks with me here? Nice work, everybody. Nice work. Who had the best P&L? Nice work, Gabe. Fantastic. Nice work, Joel. Woo! Attaboy, V-Lad. That keeps the day job away, right? For some reason, the only thing I have stuck in my head right now is the song "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor." I'm not sure if that's a good thing after literally an airplane falls apart mid-flight. Gotta say though, guys, this kind of like slightly bigger watch list, but then refined daily watch list. It does feel like we're finding names with more follow through consistently. Like we're getting that mover. We're finding that name or two that moves a day, and we're kind of like focusing our energy nicely on them. So next scale out here, 232 for those of you who are still holding. Like I said, I'm closing 100 shares at a time. So when I close this, I'm gonna have 300 shares left. If I close this. Oof. Okay, it's another 50 cents here, another 50 cents. Come on. It's not as exciting calling for a 50-cent move with 300 shares left or 400 shares left. But I want it. I'm keeping my stop loss right now at 228. I mean, in theory, probably the spot would be like just under previous high a day, so just under 230. If you lose that, then you probably get stopped out regardless. But really, the way I'm more managing my risk here is by scaling out as it keeps going higher. So I really don't like being in the habit of closing positions on the way down. I want to be de-risking on the way up or as my P&L is increasing. It's like when I'm up this much, I should be either scaling out and kind of closing and being happy with my P&L and not getting stopped out protecting entry. Like at this point, I shouldn't be letting that happen. So ideally, I'd like to close before that ever happens. A difference here isn't going to be insane. It'll be 900 bucks. So still adds up pretty quickly, but all things considered, yeah, I'd rather be de-risking on the way up. Oh. I really appreciate you guys sticking around and having the patience to trade this with me too. last week was a little bit chaotic and a little bit stressful and all the changes, right? So I appreciate you guys fighting through those kind of short-term pain points and staying focused on the markets. That's fantastic progress. And it feels good to be rewarded, right? For that patience, for that discipline, for not chasing. Feels really good. Feels good to reinforce positive habits. Best feeling in the world. SPY ripping higher again. So, I mean, we should be in good shape here for the next scale out. Come on, BA. Give me the extra 30 cents. Very nice work, Alfred. Beautiful. That's a great pullback you got on that 15 min candle. Nice work, dude. $475.63. Yeah, that's really nice. And boom, $4 a follow through. It feels great, right? Best feeling in the world when a plan comes together and then actually pays you out. So I love to see you're picking up right where you left off before Christmas. That's awesome. What's your final scale out target? Ah, fantastic. You got a lot of space then. Oh, about the the airplane getting ripped apart. Yeah, it'd be super scary, right? Absolutely terrifying. Like, come on, Boeing, few more pennies. Come on. That's terrifying. I've been I don't know if this is relevant, maybe, but I've been rewatching Dexter recently. Right, incredible show. And one thing he always talks about when he's murdering people is that people accept their fate in their own unique ways. So it's like maybe it's one of those type situations. To be honest, be glad not too much for me to update here yet. It's a massive project to create the funding myself, and so yeah, I have to plan it out correctly, do the math, do all that kind of stuff, figure out how to apply my edge so that it's a little bit different than maybe some of the business models that are immediately available. So yeah, it is. It's just a lot of work. And yeah, I'm not quite sure. Like, yeah, just things don't change super quickly. And there's a lot of things going on that would be could just get in the way. I don't know if it's quite. So, for lack of a better term, my goal is to do the funding, and that is the objective. But it's one of those things you kind of have one shot at. So if I'm gonna take my shot and try to do that the right way and do that kind of stuff, I have to be confident that I'm pushing the chips all in at the right time. You know what I mean? And I can't rush that decision, or I can't rush that. Yeah, I can't rush that. That's there's too much on the line for that. So the balance that I have is that I need a short-term solution for obviously everyone who wants to get funded and do their evaluations, but I want to do things the right way so that the DTR funding path is actually legitimate and done properly, and not like many of these services that are offered out there. Like a few of you people sent me conversations over the weekend about like speaking with prop firm match, or like different websites and stuff like that about different prop firms. But honestly, those companies make affiliates from these prop firms, right? They make affiliate commissions, so they sign up agreements to get hosted on their website. Like in one of the companies that I looked at to set up a funding platform, one of the things they give you when you sign up is a prop firm award, an industry award. So they're like, yeah, So there's a lot of like shady shit that goes on. And so, yeah, it takes time to find the right solution and to find the right partner and to do things the smoothest way. So I don't know if doing the funding is something that I can get accomplished at the standard that I want in 2 weeks, right? You know what I mean? Or in 3 weeks. And yeah, I mean, for lack of a better term, there's other things going on in my personal life that complicate things. I'm going through the US visa process. That's a logistical time nightmare. So there's just, yeah, there's a lot of things going on at once, and it's going to take a bit of time. So still looking for that 232 scale out, if I can get it. Oh, I haven't gotten it through yet, VLAD, but I'm working on it. So hopefully have my consulate interview here pretty soon, and then can get over. Yeah, so there's about 16 names that you can trade on a day-to-day basis, Nate. All the core names that we trade, and we'll have a little FTMO specific watch list going on in the background, or we go through those names. That seems to be probably the best alternative short term. So yeah, I'll be happy to provide coverage for all those names, no problem. Sounds good, Marcus. We'll chat then. I do not, Gabe. I execute all my trades through Interactive Brokers. I don't. I showed the paper trading here. Because someone wasn't sure how to close a partial position, so showed how to do that. But I personally don't use that. I just use whatever the native execution platform is for whatever brokerage I'm using at the time. Really want this 232. Okay, 5 cents. Go, go, go. Yeah, so I have 3 screens set up, Gabe. So one is my live stream screen. There we go. Took a little bit off there, guys, at 232. So I have three screens. So I have the one that you see here, which is the live stream screen. Just to the right of it, I have the YouTube chat, my stream settings, and then the VIX. To the left, I have my indexes, so SPY, QQQ, SPX, and NQ, and then my execution platform, which in this context is Interactive Brokers. And then above me, I have a third screen, which I keep three charts on, and those are sort of the three names that I'm most likely to look at during the day. So in today's context, I have AMD, NVIDIA, and BA as my three charts above me. So I'm always kind of seeing those three hot names all the time. And then obviously right now, I'm double dipping on BA, and I just have that underneath. So yeah, awesome trade, everybody. Awesome trade. Stop loss now, I'm going to say 230. But I got like 300 shares left, and we'll see how much can go. Yeah, it should still be like an MT5 and stuff like that too, right, Greg? But yeah, the time limit is a little bit annoying for sure. So question is now, can we hit 234, right? That's sort of my final scale out target. If I can hit 234, then I'm going to be pretty happy with this trade. And I'm essentially just setting an order to close if I hit that at this point. No point really doing anything more aggressive than that. Either hitting 234 or it's not. And I'm pretty happy with the outcome either way. Been an awesome day here, right? It's going to turn into biggest trade of the year. Only first trade of the year, biggest trade of the year. So no complaints about that, but excellent patience here, everyone, to start the year off, right? Fantastic patience to wait for this trade to come together and then to actually pay us out here this morning. Definitely did the right thing. So stoked that a few of you guys caught this with me as well. And you guys are banking on this. This is going to be a strong start to the week. You know, a month making trade on January 8th ain't something to complain about. I mean on this trade here, Vlad? Yeah, this will be close to like 6,500. I'd like 2,500 shares, give or take. So yeah, if we're just patient, right? Wait for your one or two good setups a month, even one or two good setups a week. You crush it, right? Like over trading just degrades the quality of our edge. When we sit and wait for our trades, if we only take our A plus trades, holy smokes, we crush it. Yeah, no worries, Greg, no worries. So it's really just put yourself in situations, right, where you can't overtrade your gains and that you're not compromising that discipline so that when you do get an A plus trade, you can actually hold it from right start to finish. Because what generally happens, and I've seen this in my own trading and I've seen this in a lot of people's trading when we kind of evaluate their decisions, is that if you start making kind of a few more like impulsive decisions intraday, you start chasing every move that feels good, whatever, then when you are actually in a winning trade where you do have your edge, because you're so used to not following what you said you're going to do, that you find it really challenging to actually execute at your 230 profit target or your 228 profit target, or you don't scale out the way you should, and you then ultimately end up closing that trade early or too aggressively or do something that costs you money. So it is really like a repetition of making disciplined decisions and following your plan makes it then easier that when you're actually in a trade to squeeze out as much juice of it as possible, right? So there's nothing worse than being in a trade, closing it early and then having it run $6 because you got too nervous or you got too impulsive and you closed that play. So the more disciplined we are waiting for our trades, I think the easier it is to then manage them when they do come together. Like I think that discipline compounds into our P&L. And then if you do have that structure or you do have that sort of discipline in place, well, then getting to bigger sizing doesn't impact you, right? Or it doesn't influence you as much because your muscle memory is a process-based one, not a P&L-based one, right? So if you're trading emotionally, generally what that means is that you're making P&L decisions or you're making trade opening and closing decisions based on your P&L or your feeling or reaction to the feeling of your P&L. So we can avoid those narratives as much as possible. And when you do, right, when you start trading systematically, then your growth is repeatable, right? It's scalable. It's something that you can replicate. And that's really what our objective is day to day. Catching one trade is fun. Catching 10 trades is better. So that's what we're trying to do, right? So still a buck 50 away from that final profit target. Happy to answer any questions you guys might have here about this trade, about anything, about life, about my dog, whatever you want to talk about. Happy to answer those questions. But at this point, starting to feel like it's time for some hollandaise sauce, hash browns, and eggs. So I'm going to start thinking about some breakfast here pretty soon. But if you guys have any questions, happy to fire through them. And let's see if we can get to that final profit target here on this BA. They're absolutely the best feeling in the world, Brad. The seeing it in your head, how it's going to happen, executing it, and then it happening the way you saw it is the most addictive feeling. Makes you feel so smart. Okay, so 233, right, coming up here. I'm going to close a little bit left. Oh, there we go. All right, so closed a little bit off there, 233.10. 200 shares left. Yeah, Nate, great question. So I've got a few things I'm working on the side to be able to make the funding process a little bit smoother, but that project is going to take a little bit of time. It's not going to be immediately available for people, and I don't know exactly when that'll be live. So I want to essentially have a workaround for individuals or for people who want to start their funding and to kind of keep going on their own schedules. So if you want to go with FTMO, or you want to go with any other prop firm, as long as you sign up for the same account size you signed up with me, what I ask is that you then pay that, send me a receipt, and I'll refund you to your original payment method, the difference, because I don't have relationships or the same type of relationship I had with Surge, with an FTMO or different prop firms. I can't make those payments for you because it's going to fail the KYC requirements or the know your client requirements. So that's why you have to do it yourself. But my objective is to hopefully start doing the funding individually or doing it for DTR members. But that might be a little bit of a ways away. So yeah, if you want to start doing it right away, FTMO is your move. If you then want to wait and sit around or whatever, feel free to wait for DTR. But you're in control of when you trigger that decision. Oh, one sec, guys. I'll be back in a minute here. So 234. Yeah, a few people have signed up already, GD. 234 guys, final profit target on my remaining 200 shares. We'll see if we can get that, but we're close. Yeah, they have a slightly different scale up plan than with Surge. So you guys, any questions? Any questions? Any you guys want to go over? I think you have to trade them separately, VLAD. But you can use a trade copier, I think is the workaround. Kind of feels like we might be at the exhaustion point here. I'm a little bit tempted to close and just call it a day. All right, guys. So final call for questions here. Final call for questions. All right, guys. So I am all out. Final close was at 232.38. So final call for questions here. Final call for questions. Let's going to take off and take the dog for a quick walk and then get ready for some one-on-ones here later this afternoon. Sounds good, Greg. You have yourself a fantastic day, man. Nah, thanks, GD. Glad you had yourself a great day, too. It's fun to catch a nice trade on a Monday, right? Feels like it removes a lot of the pressure for the rest of the week. So, very awesome. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate the support. Appreciate everyone sticking through and listening to the ranting and raving last week. Glad we were able to have ourselves a fantastic trade here today. That was a ton of fun. Congratulations to everyone who played that. Saw a few big numbers from some people. So fantastic to see. Great start to the Monday. And let's even keep stacking up these wins, right? We think, you know, kind of the pre-market prep vibe we got here this week, or at least this morning, was that, you know, we should anticipate a little bit of action and a little bit of volatility prior to the CPI and PPI event on Thursday, Friday. So let's see if we can keep kind of taking advantage of some of those narratives, taking the easy money when it's available, finding our A-plus trades, and then just stacking up those good decisions so that we can compound away. So well done, everybody. About as good of a start as one could get for a Monday. and certainly makes it feel good. Makes me feel really good. So very happy about that. Great first trade to the year. And yeah, trade replay should hopefully be coming later on this afternoon if you guys want to watch it as well. So have yourselves all a great one, and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Peace.